Ja, Jezus. Tariff. I don't think Trump understands what tariffs are. Oh my God. Okay, I'll give you that. That is all you have to do. I give him credit on that. Finally, he did it. This is good PR for him. This is not good for this. Oh, it's a search story. What the fuck is Trump talking about? Hey there, I just have 2 Doordashes.
Hey, who are they for?
They are for
Who is that again?
Cole and Philip.
I can come on, check.
Thank you. Hey. Thank you.
Did you have a DoorDash?
I did, yes. Is this not DoorDash?
No.
Okay.
You keep it.
No.
I can't take it.
Dang it. I'm so sorry. Do you want me to pull up or anything like that?
Fine.
Yeah, I have Cole and Philip.
Okay.
What is it? No, don't tell me. It's a mystery drink. Don't even tell me. I'm gonna find out myself.
Yeah, I think we're working on Philip, and I have to try to find.
Okay, just let me know. Thank you so much. Like your nails. My girlfriend would go crazy. My girlfriend, that's all she does. All she does. She would go crazy if she seen them. I mean, it pays a lot if you can. If you can do some of the things.
Oh, no, I can't do that.
No, none of that.
I just felt like I want to buy more.
Oh, I know that feeling.
I don't have skills. This one is cool.
That one is Cole. Yep. Yeah, thank you so much.
I'll see you later.
Hopefully. I'll see you.
Hopefully you get good sets and stuff.
Yeah, here's hoping. It's been really rough lately. Like last few nights, I guess everybody just ran out of money, but I'm not gonna keep you. I'll talk to you later.
Talk to people.
Alright. It's time to park, message, and then get out of here. No, no. Nuclear power is. It's like flying. It's like flying compared to driving. Way more efficient, but can be super deadly if it gets fucked up. But only gets fucked up if Boeing's handling it. So. So all the time. I mean, rarely. Because of the environment. God damn you, Mother Earth, you thwarted me again. I just want your oogie googie goodness. Give me all your flutes. Give me all your gooey gooey rockness. Why does the law always have to say the environment's more important? Killing the birds. Yeah. Killing the birds. Eating the dogs. You can bury the blades. Are you kidding me? There's so much wind underground. These some bitches think they can keep all the wind up in the sky. They're killing the whales. They're killing the whales. I'm Donald Trump, and I advocate for animals except for the ones where I want to build my motherfucking buildings. Because fuck those animals. This fucking guy, man.
It's got to be poured continuously. You're 1/4 of an inch, I'm sorry, ripped out. You can't rip it down. This stuff you can't put a hammer through. You can't. It's incredible. Concrete technology is unbelievable. You know what's happened. You think of concrete.
So you think that's an example of overregulation?
Yeah,
Pointless
well, you have an
overregulation.
inspector that comes along and he says, take down a $25 zillion wall. These things ended up costing $25 billion. And then one of them never got opened. But here's the story. So France does it. France is largely nuclear. And they build small, little, compact plants. And if they need more, they build the same thing and they hook it up. And they hook it up because they get too big and too complex and too expensive. And it is very clean. They say it's absolutely, you know, my uncle, I had a great uncle who was a great genius.
Great uncle. You gotta tell you, this guy knows the science.
He was a professor at MIT for, I think, 41 years.
Professor of the science. He really knew that thing. Grabbed it by its pussy.
And the MIT person said, I have a book.
He could do that because he was a scientist. They let him do it. They just walk right up to the science and grab it by its
He
jinnies.
had, he knew everything about nuclear, from math to chemistry to nuclear, you know. And he said someday it's going to be
He grabbed all this kind of chemistry,
dangerous in terms of war.
preschool science. The guy knew it all.
Donald someday, this was a long time,
Long time
Uncle
ago.
John Trump, he said someday you'll have a little satchel at your side and you'll go into a building and you'll be able to blow up New York City. I said, Uncle John, that'll never happen. He's right.
Uncle
He's right.
John.
Power's so
You crazy, Uncle John. You can't that kind of explosives.
Like that was the problem that happened with India and Pakistan.
That's like Tim in the 80s, Uncle John.
The biggest problem is
God, John. You're worrying me, John. You're talking about exploding and things again.
that are negotiating for us. We have a guy that doesn't make it past 4 o'clock, and it's not because of age. You know, I know so many guys in their late 80s and they're better than you. I said to one guy the other day, I think you're smarter than you were 25 years ago. I've known him a long time. He's 89 years old. He's sharp. I mean, he's good. Biden gives people a man. Listen, that's not an old. That's not an age. I think they say it because I'm 3 or 4 years young. I think that's why they say it. His age is not so.
He's had a problem too. Major brain surgeries.
He did.
And you see what he did today? He went running towards the camera and made some apology to Native Americans, and that he said that's why he's headed out west. Like he's off the reservation, so to speak, for lack of a better term.
You know, it's interesting.
Yeah, good pun there, Joey.
I was looking over.
What the hell?
It's strange. It's something like strange things that happen.
Pulling it out of the satchel.
Together, but do you think they knew he couldn't keep it together? Do you think that they wanted that? Is that why, like historically, that debate was earlier than in the past? Right.
I think they wanted to. Well, this is a lot of things. A lot of people said, do the debate now and we'll get it out.
Right.
I think that may be the deal.
Well, that is what happened.
Because
So it's.
I think they also said, do the debate now and get it over with.
Right.
I don't think anybody thought he was going to get out, really. I don't
Didn't
think
make any sense.
the debate got him out, but I think it's very unfair. Look, you have a bad debate, his numbers went down, but I think she's not doing very well right now, and I think she looks.
Well, I get to that too because it's hard to know. Like the whole poll thing is very bizarre for most people because most people don't answer polls. So they read the polls. They're
Were
like,
you ever
"Who's getting
called
polled?" I've
from
never
a poll?
called.
I was
If I
never
did, I'd
called-
hang up.
I was never called by a poll.
If I did, I wouldn't answer. I'm busy.
You know
Right?
how polls are done? I'm going to get myself
Please.
in trouble. So I really don't believe too much in
What?
it. So,
Well, 2016 taught a lot of people about the ineffective.
well, they were very
Use of polls.
ineffective.
I only like the polls that are good for me. But all the other polls can go fuck themselves.
They have 500
But in the end, I
people.
really don't give a fuck about a poll.
I said, what am I going to lose? I had
Except for the
40,000 people.
one
She had 200 people.
that's next to the
But, you know,
prettiest
I-
lady in the world,
They get a lot
Melania.
of money too. You know, they charge
I love
us
you,
$50
my
for some
lady.
stupid poll, and they interview like
See you
251
around.
people. I don't think they
Did you hear
interview
me?
in many cases. I don't want to get myself in too much
You
trouble.
think it's
'cause
bullshit?
I think they sit there, they make a deal, they get $500,000. Trump's leading 51 to 49. They announce it, and everybody says, "Oh, you understand?"
Yeah. So
I don't think they. I think in a lot. Look, I'm a very common sense person. I think that they probably don't always poll. Some of them probably never poll. What's the difference between 49 to 51 and 47 and a half?
Well, it's also a tiny percentage of the population.
Yes.
I don't think it's representative of
Polls
the
are
overall
bullshit.
population. I just don't think
I don't
it
know
is.
of one person in my whole life.
And I gotta
that
tell
ever
you,
got
some of the
called
polls
by
that I
polls.
did when they
That's
told
my
me I could
point.
get 50 cents
So,
for doing a poll, I just would be yes,
here's-
yes, yes,
here's
yes,
my
yes, yes.
question.
Sometimes
But
I
I
was
shouldn't say that
Republican,
because they're
sometimes I was a
doing
Democrat,
really well in the
sometimes I was
polls.
a fucking alien.
So this week
Hey,
I have
whatever
to
gave me my
believe
fucking 50
I only
cents at the
believe
time.
them if they're good. No, I like them this month. But no, I honestly believe that there's probably a lot of fraud. I had a poll, Washington Post, ABC, in the Hillary thing on Wisconsin. They had me down 17 points the day before the election. I knew it was wrong because I had a rally. I had 29,000 people at a racetrack, and it was like 0 degrees, Wisconsin. And they had me down 17 points. In other words, you had no chance. And I won. And I called up Mike Post, who's a good guy, good guy, and I believe he's legitimate. And, you know, some of them are.
Because those
I said,
polls are good.
why did
They're
they have
always
me
for
down so
Trump.
much? I mean,
This
nobody's
guy,
gonna believe
he's
him
got
next time.
the
They don't care.
goods.
When you're down 17 points, people are going to stay home. They're not going to vote.
Right.
Because they're going to say, I love Trump, but I'm not going to waste my time. It's cold out. I said, but why don't they make it 4 or 5? He said, at 4 or 5, they're going to go and vote. At 17, they're not going to go.
So it's
Think about it. I was 7. This is the Washington Post, ABC poll. I was down 17 points in Wisconsin, and I won. It's crooked stuff.
there's a lot of different stuff, and I wanted to talk about that too because
Here we go.
one of the
Come on,
things
Joey.
that people talk about with you is the denial of the results. I think J.D. Vance did a brilliant job the other day when he was being interviewed, and they asked him, "Did Trump lose the 2020 election?" And he turned it around and said, "Was there legitimate election interference in suppressing the Hunter Biden laptop?"
He didn't answer the fucking question, Joey. Come on, Joey.
Was that
He's like every other
concerted
politician. I don't like any of them. And that was a stupid fucking answer. The guy took his tiny penis and pivoted it on his couch. He did a couch pivot with his penis.
It was much more than that, and I appreciate J.D. Vance saying that. And by the way, I think he was a great pick.
Great pick.
You like J.D. as a
I
pick?
never questioned
Yeah,
it
you're
for
allowed to
1
say that.
second.
No,
I don't
do
care
I?
how many
I
couches
think
he
he's
fucked in the
a brilliant guy,
past.
and I
Trust
think
me,
his
I've fucked my
ability
fair
to
share.
talk like a normal human being. You did my friend Theo Vaughn's podcast,
Right.
and he just did it.
How did he do
He
it?
did great. He just talks
Is that
like
why
a
you
normal
called
human
me?
being.
Is that why you called me to do it?
No. We were
Holy
gonna,
cow.
I was.
Yeah, like,
Once they shot
is
you,
it
I was like,
because-
you gotta come in here. It's all about timing. It's all about the timing.
Timing's
I think
good.
our timing's perfect. Do you even have?
I'm going to 53, yep. Alright, yeah. This is for that partner. It's gotta, yep, there we go. That makes it easy. First legitimate order all night. check out this house coming up. That's my dream. It was my dream one day when I was flush with cash back in my day to get a whole bunch of Halloween props. Now I just want to make Dark Souls in my fucking house. I want to make a Dark Souls reenactment type deal. God. Love to do some pinwheels, skelly wheels, man. Oh, that'd be sick. Alright, listen to this fucking crazy ass guy, dude.
Here, you got anything on there?
I do.
What do we say? Okay, we got
So, right over here,
oh, it's a tiny little
fade.
part.
It zigged right there.
It zigged when it should have zagged.
Good, man. It's pretty good. Yeah, it's little.
But they'll never
it's
get
not
me.
like,
I'm the
some of
gingerbread
the
man.
wrestlers, some of the UFC fighters.
No.
I'm the gingerbread Trump.
No, it was sort of like a top shot. The point of the bullet was over the edge, but you see the thing's taken off a little bit. But it makes me a tougher guy. You know the fighters love their. You know Bo Nickel is a great fighter.
Yeah, I love Bo Nickel.
How's he gonna do? I think he's
Great. He's a fantastic
He was
fighter.
almost like undefeated in college.
He's a fantastic wrestler and one of the best mixed martial
When
artists.
is he fighting again?
He's fighting in Madison Square Garden in November.
Oh, that's going to be after the election.
Yep.
So I'll either go as president or I'll be depressed and I won't buy it. Yeah, I think they're having a fight right now.
One of the things that was fascinating also was the denial of the election results is a pretty common thing. Hillary Clinton famously denied that she called you an illegitimate president, and she said that Russia put you in place.
Even though she conceded.
Yes.
You know, she conceded the night of the election because she was beaten.
Yes, and it was a thing that was pretty common for people, especially Democrats, that denied the elections. There's been many of them. The Bush administration, the dangling Chads, and all that stuff.
Well, look at these guys in Congress. All these sleazebags in Congress that are Democrats. They still denied 2016. But now they don't so much because, they try and pin it on me. You don't hear them say
But here's my
they
point.
denied it right up until the end.
My point is, this idea of election fraud is a forbidden topic, and you get labeled an election denier. It's like being labeled an anti-vaxxer if you question some of the health consequences that people have had for the COVID-19 shots. Oh my God, you're an anti-vaxxer. If you say, and when I say publicly, and I've said this a lot, it's not 0%. So if you ask me, what is the amount of election fraud in this country? Is it 0%? No one thinks it's 0%. I've never met one person, not a super liberal, progressive, far left person.
You know why? Because humans are error.
Not one person thinks it's 0%. They think we have human beings, and also a lot of weirdness that was going on during the 2020 election, particularly with mail-in ballots.
You had legislatures that had to approve, and they didn't approve, and they went out and did it anyway. And you had old-fashioned ballot screwing. I mean, you have people going up and dropping in phony votes. You had unsigned ballots, etc., etc.
There's certain people that think that they have, and the rhetoric is also that you're Hitler, and that in order to stop Hitler, you have to do whatever it takes.
That was okay.
Yeah, and this is, you're hearing this now. Kamala compared you to, said your love of Hitler yesterday.
Kamala's a very low IQ person. She's a very low IQ. I'm for taking tests. I think
this would probably be the last episode I'll watch of Joe Rogan ever.
And it's not an age thing. It's not based.
I get he wants to be entertaining, but dude,
some of your greatest leaders in the world history, long.
Yeah, 50's right next to me. I mean, as funny as this is, it's so fucking dangerous because this is a good PR for this fucking dillweed. And he's saying a bunch of dumb, nonsense bullshit that Joe's not even. Oh, God. It's one thing for Theo Von and all them. Even still, I don't even watch them, so it was just a lolcow kind of bullshit for me. But somewhere to turn around. I don't know. Is there like a outway somewhere else? I need to turn around somewhere. Better turn around there. I'm turning in right here. I don't know what this place is, but it's got a bigger fucking area. I mean, fucking turn around. Grumble, 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 grumble. Alright. That's the exit. Okay. That's the exit. Go ahead and it's here. Get this. Get this. There's nobody watching, but I don't give a fuck anymore. And go ahead and do this. No, this. No. No. This.
World
There we
history.
go.
They were in the
Alright.
70s and the 80s.
Going left, going left,
But I
going
think
left.
we should take cognitive tests. I think everybody, they say
Oh
it's
my God, with the
unconstitutional.
cognitive test.
But I
Oh my
think
God, the guy
Congress should
loves
have a
his
test
kindergarten
because there's
test.
something missing. There's something wrong with it.
Well, I think it's pressure. I think the pressure and the scrutiny, you've been a celebrity for a long time and you understand what this is like. But for someone who's in her late 40s, who becomes the vice president, who runs for president, becomes the vice president, and then all of a sudden and there's all these people paying attention. A lot of people
She's
clam up.
60,
But
buddy.
you either have,
Correct.
look, this is an interview. We've covered a lot of territory, right? And, you know, it's fine. I don't care. I want to. I think it's much
Jamie's
more
staying the
interesting.
fuck out.
She
I don't hear much of
interviewed,
Jamie.
Anderson Cooper. The softball crazy.
Jamie,
softball.
don't you fucking dare fact check me.
She studied it,
I swear, if I get one anchovy on that pizza, I mean, I'm weaving, I'm wobbing.
And every question.
If you fact check me,
Like, what would you
this
do
will
if
be
I say,
a
okay, I'll
rap
build a wall, I won't build a wall. There's
the
100
biggest
things you can say,
rap
just say anything, right?
that you've ever seen. Nobody's ever in the history of the world has ever seen the rap
They hate when they say, you know, when the press
that
call president,
would happen if you tried to fact check me.
He controls 1.4 billion people with an iron fist. He's a pretty guy, whether you like it or not.
Whether you like it or not.
Right. It doesn't mean it's not evil, or it doesn't mean it's not,
Yeah,
of course, dangerous.
But actually, we have evil people in our country.
Yes.
If you have a smart president, he can deal with Russia, he can deal with all of them. Russia would have never gone into Ukraine if I were president.
How would you have stopped it?
Automatic nukes, I told him. I said, Vladimir, you're not going in.
Vladimir, you're not going in.
You're not going in.
You're
I
not.
can't tell you what I told him because I think it would be inappropriate. But
Would
someday
it?
he'll tell you. But he would have never gone in. But you know why else he wouldn't have gone in? Oil prices
Why?
at $40 a barrel. Wouldn't have allowed him. Wouldn't have given him the money to prosecute that war. Wouldn't have given him the money. I said it with President. I was with President Xi. I said it was almost the same conversation. With Vladimir, it was Moscow. With President Xi, it was Beijing. It was almost the exact same conversation. They said, don't do it. He would have never done it. The day I left, they flew 28 bombers over the middle of Taiwan. 28 bombers. And it's the apple of his eye, and the same thing with Russia. It's the apple. Ukraine is the apple of his eye. I used to talk to him. I had a very good relationship with him. He wouldn't have done it. He would have never done it. But he also wouldn't have done it.
He would have never done it.
One of the reasons that what happened is, number one, he doesn't respect Biden at all. Not even a little bit. Who the hell would? But he doesn't respect him. But when he saw what happened in Afghanistan, how horribly that was handled. Number one, you take the soldiers out last, not first. Okay, that was their big mistake. And we had that thing charted out, and they weren't obeying us. They weren't. Abdul was the head of the time. Well, we had to do all these things. Some he didn't do. I said, nope. You got to do them
I
all.
tried, like I was waiting for.
He immediately took all. He left the equipment behind. 13 soldiers did, but he took everybody out. He took his soldiers out before. A child would know. That's where Millie was so stupid. He was such a stupid guy, Millie. Okay, those generals should have all been fired. The the people that were involved with Afghanistan should have all been fired. We would be writing books about him, how stupid he was, and how bad he was. But you take your soldiers out last. I had a big rally, and I saw a child in the front row about a year and a half ago. I called the child up. I said, do you mind if I borrow your child? Oh, yes, please. I came up. Kid's 5 years. I gave him quick details. I said, we want to get out of this place. Then we have this, so we have this, so we have the equipment. I gave him a little thing. I said, do you take your soldiers out first or last after everything's done? You take them out last, sir. A child would know that. We took our soldiers out first.
What was
and
your
we left,
plan?
And we left Bagram.
Well, not only that, we left billions of dollars worth of equipment and military vehicles that they use for parades now.
The best equipment, to embarrass us, the best equipment in the world.
The Taliban parade where they've got tanks rolling down the streets and Blackhawks flying is the craziest thing I've ever seen.
We left the
all
best
this.
equipment in the world behind.
What would you have done differently?
Well, number one, we would have taken it out. Just so you go back a little bit further. I had a couple of conversations with Abdul. And from the time I had those conversations, because they were shooting our soldiers, with the sniper stuff, they were shooting a lot. They were shooting a lot with the bomb, much less with me, but they were shooting. And I said, get this guy on the phone. The press went nuts when they heard this. I had a great conversation. It was a tough conversation. 18 months later, there wasn't one soldier that was ever shot at. And even Biden admitted it in a moment of stupidity because he shouldn't have admitted it. His people went nuts. He said, yeah, well, I will admit, no soldier. We didn't have a soldier killed in 18 months in Afghanistan. Not one soldier was killed because he understood what was going to happen if that happened. I didn't have one soldier. Then when I left, after having gotten more votes than any sitting president in the history of the country and much more votes than he got in 2016, when I left, they started shooting our soldiers. But more importantly, what they did is they did that whole thing with, leaving. He shouldn't have left, number one, should have left from Bagram, because Bagram's this massive base. It's got tremendous acreage around it, tremendous. It's a very big, it was built many years ago. And part of the reason you wouldn't have taken that is because it goes to China. 1 hour from where China makes its nuclear missiles, you should have never left Bagram. Number one, they should have left from Bagram. They should have left last. They should have got, we have Americans that are still there. They should have taken all their equipment down. Every plane, every screw should have been taken out, every tent. And I said that's when I realized that really was about. I said, we're leaving. We're going to get everything and search cheaper or leave. I said, it's cheaper. Yeah, he said it's cheaper. It's cheaper. Cheaper. He said it's cheaper.
It's not more dangerous.
He just said cheaper. I said, I want every plane. I want every tank. I want the goggles. They have night goggles. They have all this stuff that these guys now have. He said, sir, it's cheaper to get out and leave it. I said, so you think it's cheaper to leave a $150 million brand new airplane in there than it is to fly it out with a tank of jet fuel and put it in Pakistan or just fly it directly back? It's cheaper to leave. I said, this guy's nuts. I'm telling you, he was so stupid. He was so unwise. He was like an unwise man. And there were a number of them. But I defeated ISIS with the greatest generals. I had a guy who was so great. I flew to Iraq and I met the real generals, not these idiots that we deal with. And we knocked out, I defeated 100% of the ISIS caliphate. They said it would take 5 years. I did it in literally a few weeks. And we hit them hard. And he said, so we're going to hit him here, we're going to hit him there, we're going to hit him here, there. And I said, this guy's great, I like this guy. I was told it would take 5 years. That's why I went. I said, how could it take 5 years? We have brand new fighters. We have the best planes, the best weapons, the best guns, the best bombs. How could it possibly take that long? And I flew in, left at 3 o'clock in the morning. Nobody knew I was going. I got on Air Force One and we started flying. And when we reached about half an hour away from Iraq, that was where the airport was, big airport, about a half an hour away, they said, sir, I'm sorry, you'll have to turn off all your lights. Why? We're getting close to our site, our land. I said, you mean we spent $8 trillion and we can't leave the lights on? Think of this. 20 years, $8 trillion and we can't leave the lights on in a plane. I said, that's okay, turn the lights on. I'm not going to fight up for this one.
This is because it's too dangerous?
Yeah, too dangerous, because they see the light up in the air.
Shoot
at it. So I said, turn the lights on. Then they said, so we're going to also pull your shades if that's okay. I said, that's okay. The plane was pitch black. All the lights outside, the blinking, the blinking reds, they were all turned off. And I like to sit with pilots a lot of times, and these guys are specimens. I always say they're better looking than Tom Cruise, okay? And they're even taller, like perfect specimens. These guys, like for a fighter, you have some guys that are perfect specimens.
Right.
And they pick the best pilots in the Air Force, United States Air Force, to fly Air Force One. And I get up there, and I'm sitting, and I'm feeling my way up. It's up high, 747, so you go through the stairs, but I sort of knew my way up. There wasn't a light in the plane. I'm saying, can you imagine? We spent trillions of dollars, and we're trying to fly in blind. But I got into the plane, the cockpit's dark black, little tiny light, you could see the pilot, a perfect looking human being, co-pilot, everybody was perfect. They were all like movie stars, it's like I could have cast a movie with these guys and nobody would believe it because they were too good looking. So I said, how are we doing? Sir, we'll be landing in 10 minutes. And I look outside, there's not a light, and I'm saying, I've landed a lot of planes, and you see like little lights at least. There's nothing. It's just pure desert. And I said, okay, Captain, good, but I'm looking. Now you've been in many planes where it has the computer sign saying 1,000 feet. It goes 1,000, 900, 800. It's a computer voice, but it sounds like, but it's an incredible voice. 700. I said, Captain, are we okay? I'm looking. Are we okay, Captain? There's no lights. And I'm looking, normally when you land a plane, because I sit with pilots a lot, I think it's great. I think it's a great profession, everything. It's incredible. They're incredible. These machines are incredible. He said, sir, we're fine. No problem, sir. I said, I don't see any lights up there, Captain. Sure, we're okay, So, I'm exaggerating a little bit. Problem with exaggerating, he'll tell the story. They'll say Trump was a coward. So I'm sitting with him. He goes, 500 foot, and I'm sitting, and I'm telling you, there wasn't a light on the runway, nothing. And we're going in. You okay, Captain? Everything good? Yes, sir. No problem. We'll be down in about 1 minute, sir. And I'm telling you, Joe, there's always a light. There's not a little pin. And all of a sudden, psh, and you hear, wah, wah, perfect landing like glass. That's how good. These guys, between the equipment and it's genius. It's pure. It was so dark, you couldn't see a thing. There was no runway. You wouldn't know where the hell you are. You're in the middle of a desert. And then I got out of the plane. I said, thank you, Captain. That's a great job. And then I got out of the plane and I'm going down and I see a general and another general. And I see a staff sergeant, a drill sergeant, and various guys, all central casting. Central casting. They said, sir, would you like to rest? I said, I don't want to rest. I want to figure out what the hell are we doing with ISIS up here. We can't. It's going to take years. No, sir, we can do it very quickly, sir. And anyway, we go into the room. We go in. I mean, Biden would have taken a nap for 4 days and then left without a meeting. So we go into the room, and they have these guys. And I say, how long can you do it? How long? We can do it in a couple of weeks, sir. I said, wait a minute. They told me 5 years. We can do it in, I don't know, he gave me a number, like in no time. I said, why haven't you done it? Because the orders came in from Washington, sir, and they would come here and tell us what to do. Don't you challenge us? We're not allowed to do that, sir. That's not the military way. They tell us what to do, and we have to respect them.
So do you think that it was incompetence why they didn't go after ISIS?
I think it's a bad system. You know, when Mattis goes there or when Milley goes there, who's stupid, and they tell these guys that are actually smart what to do, and the guys that are smart are saying, we don't like what they're doing, but they're not allowed to sort of counteract. Plus, the guys that went there are arrogant. You know, they're arrogant fools. They're like stupid fools. The way they pulled out of, the way they, as an example, the way they pulled out of Afghanistan with the people falling off the planes. It was worse than Vietnam with the helicopters falling. It was so bad. There was no reason for it. Anyway, so we knocked them out, and I mean, we have great military. We have great people, but not the television guys. And I rebuilt the military, and then they gave a chunk of it. I have to tell you, as much as it is, it's a tiny little piece. Believe it or not, we have an unbelievable. I rebuilt the military. I rebuilt our nuclear, and in a way, I hated to redo it, but I got to realize how powerful that nuclear is, Joe. One bomb, Israel is gone, but forget. One bomb can take out the entire East Coast. It's so bad. And I watch these poor fools talking about our oceans will rise 1/8 of it. If you take a look at North Korea, I was there. I mean, I was with Kim Jong. I had a great I got along great with him. You know, the president, she got along great. That's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It's a great thing. Obama thought we were going to go to war with North Korea. When I met with Obama just prior to the takeover, you know, you have a sort of a ceremonial meeting. But it lasted a long time, a lot longer than it was supposed to last. I said, what's the biggest problem? He said, North Korea. By the time I finished, we had no problem with North Korea. We were really, it was a little tough at the beginning, remember? Mm-hmm. He said, I have a red button on my desk. I said, I have a red button also, but mine's bigger than yours and mine works.
I like how you call them Little Rocket Man.
I said, yeah, Little Rocket. I said, Little Rocket Man, you're going to burn in hell. And it was a rough, so rough that people were worried. This is crazy. And then one day, I got a call, sort of like a fight. I got a call. You know, you ever see pounding, then all of a sudden, but I got a call. And it was from him, meaning his people. They wanted to meet. They wouldn't meet Obama. He tried to meet. They wouldn't even talk to him about it. And I think he expected to go to war. I actually do.
All right. Well, that is all we got for today. Thanks, guys. Bye.